Okay, welcome back. Okay, so let me just start off this video real quick by saying I am not gonna edit it. What you get is what you get, and there's two reasons. One, I think I'm going more for authenticity, right? I want it to be raw. I don't wanna have to add music and cut this out, put this here to hook you. No, I just kind of wanna go for it and see what happens. And two, I don't have the time to edit right now. So this is gonna be my year of what it's been like in medical massage therapy, and I'm also gonna have a cup of coffee, which this is my third cup of coffee, and y'all know coffee is not always good, especially when consumed in large amounts, but that's all right. As long as I have my water, right? Okay, so we really are keeping it raw because guess what? I forgot to turn on my other lights. So let's go ahead and do that real fast. Boom. Okay. So I have been doing medical massage therapy already for a year and 3 months, right? But yesterday was my year of having a studio, which I got out of the studio. And so that's why I'm here in this room, which is in my home. I brought all of my stuff back into, a spare bedroom and created my studio, my massage therapy studio out of home, right? Now, I can't take private clients here because of the laws and regulations and zoning laws, right? This is a residential, so I can't use this property for any commercial use other than working stuff online. Like this is considered business right now, but online. But to actually bring clients in here to make money, can't really do that, right? However, I ended up getting rid of the studio and making that decision. One of the reasons was because it was costing $500 a month, all right? And medical massage therapy, somewhere about the 6th or 7th month of having my studio, because when I first started, it was amazing. I had a lot of clients coming in. It was great. I was enjoying it. I was posting flyers on Facebook and I was doing the whole thing, that's grabbing people's attention, getting them to come in and getting massages, right? Private massage therapy clients. But somewhere in the middle, medical massage therapy took off for me. I think in the last video, I was at 6 months and I had mentioned that I had 5 clients. That has since gone up, and as well as the visits per week. Since then, I've actually hired 2 contractors, and I've been very fortunate enough to have those contractors helping me with my client load. And so I appreciate both of them very, very much because they have helped me sustain those many visits in a week. I think right now I'm at about 26, 27 visits a week, and that's still climbing, which thank you so much, because all glory to God, because there are days where I get overwhelmed, to say the least, right? I feel at times that I'm getting stretched very, very thin. But more recently, I have been realizing that I don't believe God would be giving me, I guess, the responsibility or these blessings if he didn't think that I could do it, right? And so I try to keep that perspective. And instead of complaining, I start thanking. And I say, thank you, Father, that you have enough belief in me that I can do this. Why can't I have that belief in myself, right? And so that's where I'm at right now, which is a better perspective to have. And so I knew about 7, 8 months into it, I was ready to get rid of the lease. And so those last couple of months, I didn't have any clients coming into the studio, and I was still paying those $500 a month, because when you sign a lease, you're in agreement that you're gonna stay for X, Y, and Z amount of time. But it did give me enough time to get all my stuff out, move it back to my house, and make sure that the area was cleaned up and to get out of there, which I'm so happy because yesterday was my last day and now I don't have to deal with that studio anymore. It was a really nice studio. The building itself was old and run down, but the studio itself that I was in, oh, I loved it. It was a perfect massage therapy studio. It had a little waiting room, and then it had a door between the treatment room, so I could hang out in the waiting room while the client was disrobing and getting ready for the massage, right? And then I could just knock on the door and then go in. But it was, as I was moving my stuff out of the studio, then they started renovating the place, right? So they're like painting stuff, they're like fixing the parking lot, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, you couldn't have done this while I was here? But anyways, yeah, it's good because I was ready to get rid of that. Now those $500 I can save, right? I can put it into my business savings. I can use it on my vehicle to buy brand new tires at the end of the year because I'm putting a lot of wear and tear on my vehicle because medical massage therapy, working for a home health company, I'm going to these clients' homes. So I'm traveling daily. Every day of the week, I'm practically going to one client's house, next client's house, next client's house, etc. Right? And so that's where I'm at right now. And I want to just say real quick, if you're thinking about doing medical massage therapy, go for it. I'm so serious. I have gotten so much reward, internal rewards from doing it. To work with disabled clients, it changes your perspective. I almost feel like my clients are somewhat my kids, because I don't have kids. I have pets and I love my pets dearly. But when a client has a disability, for example, cerebral palsy or brain injury or something where they have cognitive challenges, oftentimes they stay in a childlike mentality. And so they're almost like adult kids. And so to me, they almost feel like my children, and I almost become like an extended part of their families, where I'm in there and I'm talking to their families. I know their families, their family know me, and you just feel like family when you go, right? And yes, there's the professional distance and professional boundaries, right? I keep those. I don't talk about anything super private. But for the most part, they know about my little brother. Y'all know about my little brother. They know I have pets, etc., right? And so almost how like y'all have become my family, they too have become my family, and that we're sharing each other's lives with each other, right? They're telling me about the things they're doing. I know about the client, their child, etc. They know about my life. It is so rewarding, and I just wish that all of you could experience that as well, if you're not already experiencing, because you are a massage therapist or a medical massage therapist and you just so happen to click on my video to hear more about medical massage therapy. So do it. If you're not doing it already, do it. There is a huge just difference between doing a relaxation massage or sports massage on the general public versus doing medical massage therapy. Very, 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 very rewarding. Next, I've also got into aquatics therapy. So I went to get a certification to be able to do aquatics therapy with my home health clients, right? So some of them, okay, so let me back up. In Texas, now this is in Texas. I don't know about all states. This is something you're gonna have to look at if you're interested in doing this to see if this is allowed in your state. But in Texas, massage therapists are allowed to do aquatics therapy, right? We have to go get our certification. You can go take a Watsu class if you want to extend your continuing education in working with clients in a water-based environment. And so I started doing aquatics therapy with my clients, and I was super nervous when I first started. It's something new. You don't know what to expect. And so now I've been doing it for, I'd say about 3-4 months, and I love it. It's fun. Y'all understand that massage therapy is physically demanding, correct? You're standing over a massage table, you're massaging. That takes a lot out of you, especially if you're doing 3, 4, 5, even sometimes 6 massages a day, right? Aquatics therapy is different in that you're submerged, both you and your client, in a pool. And now you're doing active range of motion exercises for the client, making sure that they're keeping their range of motion. They're staying physically fit by maybe swimming together in the water, treading the water back and forth, as well as you can do some massage therapy inside the water as well. So massaging your clients in the water. And so it has been so much fun. I've enjoyed it thoroughly. However, I'm sure all of you understand this from going to a pool, right? When you're in a pool, for some reason you get out and you're just like drained of energy, right? You're hungry. I don't know if y'all experience that as well, but I'm like, boom, what am I gonna eat? Like once I get in my car, I'm looking for the quickest fast food, right? I'm wanting some Panda Express or some Whataburger because I'm hungry. And I make bad choices on aquatics therapy days. But, where was I going with that? Okay, so I was gonna say that the harder part about medical massage therapy is the paperwork, right? So every single visit that I do, I have to do a progress note. So say I see 3, 4, 5 clients in a day, or 5, 6 visits in a day, that's 5, 6 progress notes that I'm having to do. And so on aquatic therapy days, I'm beat. By the time I get home, I just finished eating Whataburger or Panda Express. I'm full. What do I want to do? I just want to take a shower and I want to go to bed, right? And get up the next day and see all the rest of my clients that I have for the next day, right? That's the hard part is, yes, I could technically do the progress the next day, but also I have those clients that I have to see that next day, increasing the amount of progress notes that I have to do the following day. So I make it a habit to do it that day, the progress notes, right? So I'll take a shower because I smell like chlorine and I want to relax. I want to sit down, have a cup of tea, and then I'll do my progress notes, which I've gotten a lot faster at, so I can knock them out in about 30 minutes. But that is something I have to do is progress notes. And we've talked about this already where medical massage therapy requires a lot of paperwork. I'm having to do evaluations. I'm having to do reevaluations after a year. I'm having to do quarterlies. Quarterlies are every single 3 months. I have to say if my client's having any progress or if they're not having any progress. If I need to change their goals, this is the time to change their goals. And so it's just a lot of maintenance to keep up, right? We talked about progress notes. Every single visit, I have to do progress notes. But there's some trade-offs because then instead of like with regular massage, so when I was in my studio with private clients, right, I'm having to post flyers. I'm having to reach out to people. Hey, do you want to come back for a massage? I'm having to book these. It's not as difficult, or excuse me, it's not something that I have to do with medical massage therapy. Yes, I have to do an evaluation, reevaluation, progress notes, a lot of paperwork. But once that client is approved for the 52 weeks out of the year, boom, I don't have to worry about next Monday, do I go see that client? It's every single Monday I get to go see that client. And so that's something that I do appreciate with medical massage therapy and aquatics therapy, which has been a lot of fun, a lot of fun with aquatics therapy. And so I would say check with your state. If you're in Texas, boom, they have it. So if that's something that you're interested in, go for it. If you're in another state, start looking look online, see if that's something that you can actually do as well. If not medical massage therapy, you can definitely check out Watsu, which is a water-based, I believe, shiatsu, where you and your client are submerged both in the pool and you do massage therapy that way, water-based massage therapy. Let's see. I wrote myself a little bit of what I was going to talk about today. And so the next point that I have, our bullet here, is I'm at a place right now where I'm starting to see the fruits of my labor. I have already been, right, because I've been doing this a while, but I think it's so rewarding that a lot of the things that I'm seeing on comments, on people reaching out to me on Facebook, or on messages on Patreon, or even with my medical massage therapy clients and how they're progressing. With my online content and helping students pass the NBLEX, I'm seeing how so many people are leaving comments, leaving messages, and saying how I've helped them. And it's very, very rewarding, as well as inspiring. I can think of one student who reached out to me on Facebook and he passed. He lives in Puerto Rico. And now I follow him on Instagram as well. I'm watching him, and he has a mobile massage therapy business where he has an RV that I think it was just the shell of the RV that he had, and he made it into his massage therapy studio. And now he parks it. I'm sure he has to have a permit to do it as well. He parks it and people come to see him. He's doing chair massages out there. He's doing the private clients inside the RV. It's so inspiring where I'm like, man, I could do something like that. So cool to be able to keep up with my students who have passed, to be able to just see their success and be inspired by it as well. And so I'm getting to see the fruits of the labor that I've put into YouTube and onto Patreon. I'm getting to see that. Now, with that being said, there's another one, and I really don't want to go too deep into it because I think that my YouTube channel is more about positive stuff, but that doesn't take away that the negativity is not going to come out of it as well, right? That's something that we're going to all have to deal with, especially as massage therapists, because not everybody's going to like our massage, right? And so that's okay, right? I've had massages where I didn't particularly like the massage therapist's massage. I just didn't voice it. Instead, I just didn't rebook, right? So when people say negative comments to you, you're not gonna, the best thing to do is not to internalize it, right? You're gonna have to go back and look at all the good. You're gonna have to think about, for me, that's me saying, okay, I have had students who have reached out and passed. Screenshot those comments. Remember the good. The Bible says meditate on the good for a reason, because what's going to end up happening, especially with success, is that a lot of negativity is going to come your way. It's just the nature of the beast. And so I've gotten pretty good at spotting those comments where I'm like, oh yeah, that's going south, and then just move past it, because what's going to happen is if you focus on those, it's really going to discourage you. And so you have to focus on the positives. Focus on the fruits, not the rotten fruits that fell off the tree. No, focus on the fruits of all of your labor. So when you do a massage and a client, you can already tell that that client was not happy with it. That's fine, right? That's okay. They can go get another massage therapist for all we care, right? That's great. Now, our massage is not for everybody, and I'm fine with that as well. However, do not internalize that. You're gonna have to get really good at just letting that go, compartmentalize that area, move past it, and keep going forward. All right. Let's see. Next bullet is knowing your value, right? And so remembering and meditating on the good, right? What good have you done? Really gets to increase your value, knowing your worth. This is not something as well. This is not something that somebody else can tell you your worth. You're gonna have to know it, right? However, there is another piece to that, and that is as your time lessens, your value is gonna go up. So what does that mean? That means that I am seriously getting busy, right? I am overwhelmed. I'm getting better though, so let me say that as well. But what happens is that as a massage therapist, and as one of your clients tells another person, man, that therapist was amazing, you need to go see them. That person comes and sees you, and then boom, 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 just people start following your page, you start growing, you start becoming more successful. What's gonna happen is that you're gonna be in a higher demand, right? And we're human, right? And so we're only but one person, unless you hire more people, which you may have to do, and I wish that for all of you. You become so successful that you're having to hire more people to help you out. But at some point, if it's just you by yourself, you're gonna have to decide that, hey, demand is getting high. And the way to slow that demand down is you have to increase your prices. And so that is something that I've had to do this year is I've had to make the decision that, you know what, I am pressed for time. I am being stretched really thin. And if students want to book me for tutoring, they're going to have to pay this price, which has gone up. If clients want me to go see them in their home and receive my massage, this is the price they're going to have to pay for my massage. This price will get my attention because I may not want to go do that private client on a Saturday. What do I want to do on a Saturday? I want to be home. I want to go do my laundry. I have so much stuff. I want to go spend time with my family. I want to spend time with my pets. You know, there's things that we want to do. And if you want me to show up and give you a massage on a Saturday or Sunday, or you want me to do tutoring on a Saturday or Sunday, you're going to have to pay this price. And so there's nothing wrong with increasing your value as time goes on because you become more valuable, right? Your skills start to grow, your abilities, right? And so that's something that I want to make sure that you understand is that over time your value is going to increase, and you need to understand and know as well what is your worth, right? Because I can keep charging $60 for a massage from here on out, but am I really going to be successful in about 10 years when that's all I'm making? Or do I increase that price, slow down on how many massages I'm doing and not overwork myself, or keep doing $60 a massage and then overwork myself to make more money, right? And so you have to weigh those options. But the biggest takeaway there is know what your value is and your worth, all right? Okay. And then the last piece here, right, and let me finish my coffee, is balance. I think that's been the biggest one for me, is having to balance it all because it's a lot. Speaking of, here's my folder for medical massage therapy. So this has all of my clients that I see, and as you can tell, it's pretty thick with client paperwork. I have to balance this with my personal life, with my content life, with Patreon, with tutoring. How do you do that? How are you balancing it? And so I want to stress that the biggest piece that I've had to learn this year is that I had to take care of myself first. Okay, so what does that mean? That means putting me first, meaning if I need a break, I need to take a break. If I need to take a day off, I need to take a day off because I can't pour from an empty cup, right? Also, another point there is you need to surround yourself with people who uplift you, right? If y'all are on the phone and y'all are complaining to each other, or it's negative, or you're hanging out with somebody and you just feel drained afterwards, they're not pouring into you. Right? That relationship needs to be transactional. You pour into them and they pour into you. Because if you have a cup that is empty and you are not in balance, right? And you're not taking care of yourself, you're not eating well, you're not exercising, you're not self-care. What is self-care? Give yourself a haircut, cut your fingernails, cut your toenails, clean your toenails. That's self-care. That is making sure that you feel good and you're well presented by, keeping your hair cut, go get a haircut, etc. So that you feel good, laundry, making sure your home is clean, making sure your environment is clean. You have to make sure that you're staying in balance because that's the only way that you're able to continue. I guess the word that comes to mind is streamlining, meaning increasing, right? And so that is something that I've had to do this year is put myself first and ask myself, what does Eric need? What does he want, right? When I'm good and my cup is full or my cup is overflowing, then I can pour into other people's cups. But if my cup's empty, I can't do anything for anybody else because what good am I if my cup is empty, right? And so I think that's the main thing and biggest takeaway is to be successful and to keep going and pushing is you have to be in balance, you have to put yourself first, and you also have to focus on the good. You have to ignore the negativity. You have to ignore all the negative comment, anything terrible that you're starting to see or you hear somebody. Let's say you have a friend that comes to you and tells you, hey, so-and-so was saying this. Is that really a friend? Are they, maybe they're looking out for you, but still, you want to be careful with the people you surround yourself with, because maybe give them a break the first time and say, hey, you know what, if you hear that again from somebody, I just don't want to know, right? Because I don't need something like that replaying in my mind. And then hopefully they learn. If they don't learn, then hey, you kind of need to do away with that friend, spend less and less time with them, etc. But you're going to have to get really, really good at ignoring anything that is not what's getting you closer to your goals, okay? And so I know that we're pressed for time. I don't want to keep you too long. I'm going to leave with this last quote that I have written on my mirror. And it says, it's a little card, these little cards I make. I put this on my mirror. It says, don't wish it was easier, wish you were better. Don't wish for less problems, wish for more skills. Don't wish for less challenge, wish for more wisdom. And this is by one of my favorite motivational speakers, who is Jim Rohn. Jim Rohn. If you ever have an empty cup and you need somebody to pour into your cup, go to YouTube and look up Jim Rohn. He's already passed on, but look him up and listen to him. Listen to what he has to say, because you need different sources to pour into you. Let's say hypothetically you don't have anybody pouring into you. You don't have any friends pouring into you, family members. Let's just say you're surrounded right now with negativity for whatever reason. Go to YouTube. There's a lot of people who are pouring into you, and he's one who pours into me. And this statement reminds me that I don't need to focus on trying to say, hey, I wish this was easier. No. I need to be better. Meaning everybody wants an address on easier street, but are the rewards worth it, right? Easy street is packed with a ton of people and living on it. But if I go to a different location, a better street, there's better rewards. Instead of wishing for less problems, wish for more skills. With each problem that we are faced with, there's a learning opportunity, there's growth. And so when problems start to attack you and you feel like you're being attacked from all ends, know that there's growth in that and that you're growing, and it'll help change your perspective and you'll have something to look forward to, right? And don't wish for less challenges, but wish for more wisdom. And so that's where I'm going to leave us off. I do hope that this video was somehow inspiring and helps you in some way. If that means you clicked on this video because you're interested in medical massage therapy, do it. If you got a takeaway from aquatics therapy, you're like, hey, maybe that's something I want to check out. Check it out. Go online, research it. If you are being attacked from all ends and you just feel like everything around you is negative right now and you're just overwhelmed, you're stretched thin, you're pouring from an empty cup, just know that you have to, one, find resources. There's books. Jim Rohn has books on motivation and helping you, pouring back into you. You're going to have to find those areas, and you're going to have to pour back into yourself and take care of yourself and ask yourself, what is it that I need right now so that I can be better for everybody else, right? Because I have to take care of myself first. So I hope that this was helpful. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off here, finish the rest of this cup of coffee. Y'all have a wonderful week ahead, and I hope to see you in the next video. Y'all take care. Y'all take care. Wait, how did... I haven't done one of these videos in a while, so I've already forgot my outro. All right. Y'all have a wonderful week ahead, and I will see you in the next video. Y'all take care. That was better.